I'm back with some new sneakers to add to the collection. And this time, I got the Galaxy Foam Posits. Now, the first time we seen this shoe was in 2012. And I remember all the hype and hysteria around it, right? Back then, foams were at the peak of their popularity, right? I remember Wale being one of the main frontliners for the foam posit movement. I remember back then he used to rock foam posits all the time, like every colorway he had. I remember specifically a pine green colorway. That's one of my other grills. I gotta have that pine green color when it dropped. I think it dropped this year actually. I'm getting that one. I remember when these dropped. It was like around March. I was in a basketball tournament. I didn't get my hands on a pair. I wanted them. Everybody wanted them. I remember back then dudes was trading cars. They were literally trading their cars for a pair of foam posits. That's how popular these shoes were. I remember we were at a tournament and I seen the guy walk in with this shoe. Like my mouth dropped. Like that was my first time seeing it in person. But I knew back then I wasn't about to spend the type of money that it would cost to get a pair. And still today, if I didn't get these for retail, I'm not going to pay that resale price for them. But they dropped All-Star Weekend over in the Bay. And then about a week later, they dropped on the sneakers app. Now, I just entered. I was not expecting to hit, like at all. So I enter in the raffle, get up, go do my morning routine. I get the notification on my phone. And I was like, my mouth dropped, like because early reports were that they were limited in the amounts that they had. I don't know how true that was because a lot of people got W's, but they were reported to be limited. So when I got my pair, my mouth dropped like, oh, okay, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of my grails. Like the Foam Posit Galaxy was one of my grails. Like I love foam posits for one, still to this day. And this pair right here is like up there, like high on my list, like top 5 easily. But if you weren't around in that 2012 era, you really won't know or understand what type of stronghold that the foam galaxies had on the shoe community. Like even this year, Nike held a little post in New York where people were allowed to trade random stuff for a pair of foams. And one guy even traded his wedding ring. I don't know if they actually accepted his wedding ring, but he said he got permission from his wife to trade his wedding ring for a pair of Galaxy foams. And he was in line. It was people in there trading TVs, toasters. Some dude stole 2 rookie penny cards from his father. Of course, the popularity isn't as big as it was back in 2012, but in 2025, it's still one of the more popular sneakers to drop. But yeah, I just want to show you the new kits I got to add to my collection, the Galaxy Foam Posits.